I was always riding around the ranch. You know, I was doing mutton busting or riding ponies or anything around the ranch. But my mom's got a picture of me riding a calf when I was 5 years old, and I think that was the first record of me riding in an actual rodeo. I think it's interesting. People always ask, you know, how you got started, you know, ranching or rodeoing or bull riding, and it's funny for me. I've done it my whole life. I think, you know, when I was still in diapers, my dad was putting me on horses, and when I was 4 or 5 years old, I had 3 older brothers, and they would stick me on anything around the ranch. So it's something I didn't grow up into. I've just always done it.
He started out when he was. You know, we've got videos around here when Jet and Cord was like 2 and 3 helping me gather cattle. I mean, he's been riding a horse his whole life. First buckle that he ever won was in the 5 and under stick horse race. Actually, I've got 5 kids and all 5 of them rodeoed, but not near as long as Jet and Cord. You know, the fact that they've been very successful in pro rodeo and the PBR and so forth, it makes you very, you know, makes you very proud. I didn't expect any less. You know, I never expect them not to be successful.
We went to our first rodeos when we were 4 and 5 or 5 and 6, and we've always been on a ranch. And then later on, as we got into junior rodeos and high school rodeos, and then eventually professional rodeos, it seemed like there was a big part of our life there. We still ranched and had livestock and did all of that stuff, but it seemed like rodeo kind of took up the biggest part of our time.
Riding in rodeos was just for fun all the way up till I was 15 or 16 years old. Then I started making a living riding bulls. I got a full ride scholarship to go to Southwestern Oklahoma State University. After I graduated college, I never did fill out a resume. I just went straight on into the PBR.
Cord and I, we competed in everything that we did. It didn't matter if we were cleaning stalls or feeding or riding bulls. We were always each other's biggest competition, and you know, I think that really helped he and I to be competitive. We hauled our biggest competition around with us, and we kind of I know Cord was always trying to beat me, and I was always trying to beat him, and I knew if I could outride Cord, I was getting something done.
People always talk about Jet and I on the Amazing Race, and I feel like you know, we had so many experiences before, well, and now after the Amazing Race. But, you know, Jet and I are 1 year, 1 month, and 3 days apart. And we have seriously done everything together, you know, growing up. You know, if Jet played baseball, I played baseball. If I went to a rodeo, he went to a rodeo.
When they told us there was a race around the world that was a 2-man team, and me and Cord could compete together for $1 million, that was pretty much enough said. We really didn't care what the rest of it was. We just knew we were competing for $1 million. But it was a neat experience. It was definitely it definitely broadened our horizons to be able to go and do that, and to be able to see the world, and regardless of, you know, whatever else came from the race, just being able to go around the world twice is not something that everybody gets to do.
Well, I got to blame the Amazing Race on Jet. I was leaving Cheyenne Frontier Days, and Jet called me up, and I remember it like it was today, and Jet was like, man, I got a great idea. 2-man team, race around the world, pays $1 million. And by the time Jet got done with the phone conversation, you know, Jet's kind of a horse trader anyways. You know, I was ready to eat whatever or jump off a cliff. Jet and I work together a lot on the ranch. You know, if he's, you know, sorting cattle or pairing up calves or working yearlings, I'll go help him. But in you know, vice versa, if I'm bucking bulls here at the house and need some help, or you know, we got cattle out or whatever, you know, I call Jet. So we kind of trade back and forth a lot of help. Thank you, brother man.
Thanks, Cordo.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
See, you got your horse on and everything. What all is the plan for today? I heard we got to sort a bunch of calves up. Tell me,
yes, sir. We've
walk me
got
through it.
we got a bunch of calves that we just weaned, and we've got some. There's bulls and steers and heifers, all three on them, and then there's 2 groups of calves that we're shipping 2 different ways. So we're going to sort them a couple of ways and get them ready to go.
I got you. These calves that you've been watching over, or?
Yes, sir. These are calves that we've raised here, and we'll take these calves and we'll have them 30 to 45 days weaned, and then we'll send them on from here.
Sweet. Well, my horse needs lots of riding, so I'm ready. Let's get it. Whoa, DJ. This colt, actually, my dad raised him. He's just a baby 2-year-old, and he's been to the pasture one time. He's big and pretty, I know that. That always helps. Come on, DJ. Let's ride. Do you say let's ride, or do I say let's ride?
I don't know. Well, this breed of cattle, they're Wagyus. It's a Japanese beef breed, and half of these are full-blood Wagyu cattle, and half of them are out of Angus cows and Wagyu bulls.
So we're sorting kind of the half-bloods.
We're sorting the half-bloods from the full-bloods, yes, sir.
And the importance of a Wagyu is definitely not their looks or appearance, it's straight about the beef.
No, it's all about the beef. These cattle, they've been selectively bred for however many years. They've been breeding them over in Japan for one trait, and that's the quality of the meat.
What time did you say lunch was?
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's get to cutting these things.
Let's go.
I grew up on a ranch in western Iowa with my 5 sisters. My dad and mom raised cattle and horses. They still do, and my dad also has a small feedlot there. And with 5 sisters, you know, my dad definitely didn't show any mercy because we were girls. We were expected to do all that comes with the ranching lifestyle, I guess. Anything from working cattle, pulling sick ones, baling hay, cleaning stalls, breaking colts, all that fun stuff.
There are 5 bulls, 6 bulls.
My youngest brother, Cord, was always helping out, whether it was pushing cattle or riding. Cord and I are very close. I helped to raise him when he was a little boy. My older brother and my brother, just 3 years younger than me, Joe Ray, it was just the 3 of us for a long time, and then my parents had hoped to have another girl another barrel racer in the family. When I was 10 years old, Cord was born, and he was actually the second attempt. We had Jet, and then they really didn't want Jet to be raised alone, so 13 months later had Cord, and I helped take care of both of them.
I think if there's two kids that's closer alike, it's probably me and Nikki. But she's probably gave me more whippings than my own mom has. You know, I feel like she about half raised us. So it's pretty neat, especially now that we're both grown, just to look back and laugh at what she had did or what I'd done.
My family was very close. We worked together, we played together. And now that we're all grown, we've gone different ways. I lived in Texas for about 10 years and then moved back to the southern Oklahoma area.
I'm very happy that they all live around here pretty close, and yeah, that's great. I get to see them all the time, do stuff with them, and you know, it was a lot harder for them leaving than it was for them to leave because I don't have anybody to hang out with anymore now, see. My wife used to tell me I was like a little kid waiting on the front porch for them to get home from school so we could go do something, you know.
All of us are tied together pretty close, and you know, it's neat that my dad lives a mile that way, and the hospital I was born is just right down the road to the south, and you know, all of us in a you know, 40-mile radius of my folks' house.
I was working in Tulsa, Oklahoma after I graduated from college, and the PBR came to town and never really had been. I mean, we knew what it was, that sort of thing, but I guess my family wasn't a big follower of it. And my girlfriend and I decided to go, and I called my dad the next day and I told him that I went to the PBR, and he told me to be sure to tell Cord McCoy hi and that he knew him and his dad and mom really, really well. They did business together and that sort of thing.
This girl come up to me after the bull ride and said, hey, you know, my dad told me to tell your dad hello or whatever. Of course, I was like, well, who are you?
And one thing leads to another, and next thing I know, I'm engaged and getting married and moving to Oklahoma.
I've been chasing her ever since, I guess. I've been married 2.5 years, 2.5 of the best years of my entire life, for sure. They seem to eat every day.
Cord bought this ranch years ago when he was rodeoing quite a bit. Never really spent a lot of time here because he was always on the road. And then slowly, as he would win money and so forth, he would just keep buying stock and improving the ranch and that sort of thing. And the more he starts to slow down riding, the more time we spend here and just slowly try to make improvements with our horse herd and our bull herd and just our place, I guess.
You know, there's a routine around here. You know, the bulls all have to be fed twice every day and, you know, feed the horses. So, you know, half of your day is already planned before you even get up, and you know, the rest of it seems to roll out pretty easy. Hey, you gotta watch taking my wife to a horse sale. She likes to make a purchase. I wasn't even up there, but went to a horse sale the other day, and Sarah, she come back just skipping with a smile on her face, said, I just bought another horse. And I'm like, oh boy, I wonder what you got. She's like, well, it's a you know, cut and bred mare, just, you know, solid black. They let her through and said 60 days of riding. And I said, they let her through with 60 days of riding. So I knew something was going on. Hey, you know that's what I was looking for. Come ride this mare. She hadn't even humped up. You hadn't done nothing. Can we turn her loose around first?
Now we'll shut the gate.
Huh? You better get in here if you're gonna ride her. Where are you going?
I'm watching.
Well, get in here so you can ride her.
She's so cute. She's snorty. She's got the bit underneath her tongue.
Well, that's not from
Can you get any tighter, I guess?
That's not from 60 days riding.
You can get it. No, you're not. Don't get kicked. Uh-oh. 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 Yahoo!
Yeah.
Come on, cowboy! Come on, cowboy! She's a bronc!
You gotta stop buying horses.
Don't be looking at me. She's a bronc.
What'd you say? Pull with the right.
Her bed's going to her.
I can barely pull with the left.
Oh my gosh. He ain't using that right hand, is he? That a cowboy?
Just walk.
She's cute, isn't she?
Whoa, whoa.
That wasn't really the first race.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good job, sister. I'll just leave that bridle on her.
She's
for a
nice
while.
on the ground.
Oh yeah, she's sweet. When I left the hitching post, I giving you a heads up I was coming because I kind of sensed it in her, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna fall. I was gonna just let her buck as she come around that corner there.
Yeah.
Where you got on her.
Me? I'm glad I didn't. I'm smarter than that.
You could have rode her easy, Sarah. Since I rode your mare, you got to bottle feed the calf.
I do that every day. I kind of acquired a new friend the other day in the pasture. His mom, I guess, must have weaned him off a little earlier or something. He acted a little sick, so we decided to bring him home and nurse him back to better health. And the healthier he gets, the faster he gets.
This cute little fart is not only a bottle calf, but is also a bucking bull. The bull that you see out there that everybody's scared of with the rope around his horns called wedding bells is his daddy. So he's genetically built to be fast and mean, but Sarah, she's got him going her way.
Bo, no. We'll go ahead and try to see if we can corral him over here. Easy. 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 Here. 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 Oh, that wasn't that bad. What do you think, huh? He's getting a little tamer. We're trying to wean him to some calf feed. Easy. Ooh, this is a different look, huh? The white calf out there, he's our heritage calf for next year. He's a full brother to one of 7 come-on baby that's been a really good fertility calf for us this year. But he actually broke his leg when we bucked him. Cord still wanted to go ahead and enter him, and we took him to Dr. Barker in Newcastle. And he cast him up for I don't know how many weeks, and we just got him back home.
It's neat because, like in the last couple years, Sarah and I have got to ride some of the best horses in the country, whether they be burro horses or cutting horses, reining horses. But still, each day we have a use for these horses on the ranch. So you know, we're trying to take the performance horse part of it and cross it back with some of our big stout ranch horses that we've raised. So you know, it's I guess breeding in progress right now as far as what we're trying and see what we like and cross it back and forth. But we're definitely enjoying the crops of colts that we've had the last couple of years.
We are very blessed to live the life that we do. We love what we do. We love working with our livestock. We just give God all the glory and thankful for every day.
He is a fine example of what a man should be as far as character and the way that he treats other people. He's an excellent ambassador for the ranching life and also for the sport of rodeo.
Cord is definitely very passionate about the Western lifestyle and the Western way of life and being a cowboy. He takes great pride in being a cowboy, and I admire that about him. You know, he always jokes and says that if he can't wear his cowboy boots and his hat, then he's not going.
You know, it's just a blessing to have a brother that you're that close to, and not only to be that close to, but also have the opportunity to do the things that we've done together.
Well, he's Cord McCoy. You know, that's the way God made him. I mean, he's not like anybody else.
It feels like the further I go, the more places I see and the more people I meet, the more grounded I am, and definitely feel the importance of the country way of life or the Western way of life. And you know, I definitely want to share that idea and that feeling with the rest of the world.